morning. Now, bear in mind, here in 45 minutes, I'm trying to cover 4 of the eightfold path, where each one of them I'm doing this in the 7-day thing for an hour and a half. So either I talk really fast, or I'm transmitting telepathically, or I have to basically just go with some of the important parts. Okay? So next year, when we have it again, if you're really serious about this, you want to do a deep dive, join the 7-day, because I can only cover so much, but I realize, regardless, because some of your circumstances might not permit you, so I want to make sure you're still fed, because it's so important that every soul is given the opportunity to evolve, and I'm very honored to be able to be part of that. Okay? So, when it comes to money, tithing and giving money to charity is a manifestation of soul control over money. You see, it's something like this. A lot of people don't realize. You think money and spirituality are opposites. They're not. They're two sides of the same coin. Right? So most people think, oh, if you're very rich, you might not be spiritual. If you're broke, you're spiritual. Some cockamamie stupid idea. It takes money to spread teachings. Even pre-COVID. Who's going to pay for electrical bill for the church, temple, synagogue, mosque, or whatever? You think you just kind of pour down from heaven? No, it takes money, right? So spirituality and the material world are two sides of the same coin. Now, you and I, on the spiritual path, there's constantly a struggle between the higher self and their lower self. Now, that has many levels of truth. But let's just say, when I say higher self, lower self, let's start with your spiritual self and your material self. This material self is mostly connected to your lower chakras, from the solar plexus down. Solar plexus is love for myself. Navel chakra, love for power. Sex chakra, love for, well, fun stuff. Basic chakra, love of money. Get the idea? Or desire for it. So these lower chakras are very, very important because they help you survive. Okay? It's important because some people in the spiritual, oh, that's not important. Yeah, as we always say, you want to get to your spiritual destination. If your body breaks down halfway, or you're dead broke, or whatever, you can't get there. So survival, lower instincts, that's important. That's to keep your body alive, keep you functioning in the earthly life. Above it, you have the heart chakra for love, throat chakra for knowledge, ajna for understanding, forehead for wisdom, crown for intuition. These are upper centers. So the lower centers and upper centers have to integrate. So when it comes to money, your ability to handle money is a manifestation of how much soul control there is. So normally the basic chakra says, make a lot of money and don't give it away because you need it. You need it to survive. So what happens is this. If that is not in check, it becomes greed. Make sense? But when the soul has influence, the spiritual energy coming down, the rains, it has control over the body and the basic chakra, then the soul says, okay, good, money is important. We have more than enough. That person needs help. Let's give them a small portion. It shows the soul is a master of money. Does that make sense? It not only that, it creates space within you to be more prosperous. Anyway, that's another lesson. Okay, let's continue. Ain't not bad, huh? We did that in 12 minutes. Okay. Next is right exertion and right spiritual effort. This is connected to the virtue of constancy of aim and effort. Translation. You want to be successful in anything, not just your spirituality, you have to have focus, you have to have a target, and you need to move your ass in that direction. Is that direct enough for you? You know, so many people on the spiritual path, I'll just go with the flow, wherever I'm guided, whatever the download is, I'll just flow with it. I don't know about you. That's not how it works. That guidance is called guidance. You already have a structure, you already have a plan. This one just gives you insights to make it more efficient and do it better. You're going to say, I'm going to sit on my ass, okay, I'll wait for it to download, I'll wait for it to make a plan for me to be rich, to be happier, to be healthier. It all come to me. I'll just lay down. If it's meant to me, for me, it will happen. Yeah, right. Where's that gotten you? People who are successful in anything they do always have a plan. Now, to break it down, you have to differentiate determination and perseverance. Determination is having a target. You're moving towards a target. You say, okay, that's great. I have the intention of being better. I have the intention to be spiritually enlightened. All that is wonderful and great. And have you sustained it? Or did you say, yeah, I'm going to do it. After 2-3 days, don't feel like it. That's where perseverance comes in. Perseverance is say, I have a target. It is so important for me. I'm going to keep going. Whatever the obstacles are in front of me, I'm going to go around it, go on top of it, below it. If not, I blast through it because this is important enough. Constancy of aim and your basic chakra in your butt. Constancy of effort. Kick your butt in that direction. Now, this is very, very important because in anything you want to do, anything, you want to be a better parent, you want to be more enlightened, you want to have more inner peace, you want to have a healthier body, this has to be part of it. Constancy of aim and effort. That aim is connected to focus. Okay? I know some of you will disagree with it. Just hear me out. You heard the saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. You heard that before? That does not apply to most people. You know why? If you're doing too many things at the same time, your energy is scattered. 100-watt light bulb can light up a room. The energy is dispersed throughout the room. That's why the whole room's lit up. But if you want to cut steel, that same 100-watt bulb, that light has to be focused in order to break through. True? Instead of cutting steel, you need to have laser focus to break through and cut down your obstacles. That's constancy of aim and effort. So, in this Noble Truth number 6, I think that's 6, it's basically telling you have to practice one-pointedness in exertion and effort, and you pick your work, your education, your health, your body, for your relationships, your spiritual development. Each area of our lives, you have to apply that type of focus. Now, I'm going to share something that most of you will not like to hear. But it is what it is. Take it or leave it. You don't like it? Well, go suffer. I know that sounds harsh, but I've been there until the reality got slapped into my face. Listen and listen carefully. If you want something bad enough, if something is important for you that you really focus, sacrifices have to be made. Now, so you don't feel like, oh, big sacrifice. I'll just give you a modern term. You have to prioritize. To make it simple for you, it's something like this. We covered this in Right Viewpoint. In order to understand or in order to know who the I is, you first need to differentiate and know what is not the I. Make sense? Well, guess what? In order to get to your objective, to fulfill your your destiny, your target, whatever you want to call it, whatever you're aiming at, the first thing you need to do is to remove what is not part of what gets you there. For example, you look at all these millionaires, billionaires, you look at these trailblazers. Sacrifice was made. Some of them sacrificed their health. Some of them sacrificed family. Some of them sacrificed pleasure. In other words, in anything you do that you want to be successful. By the way, read the book, The One Thing, by Gary Keller and I think Jay Papasan. I've been recommending that book. He says success is sequential. Sequential. Be successful in this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. It's sequential. We have a tendency to think, we'll multitask. Multitasking, when it comes to your target, doesn't work because your energy is scattered. That's why putting all your eggs in one basket is actually a way to do it, because you're getting the compounding, propelling energy. If you put your eggs in many baskets, you have to carry too many baskets. And you're afraid one will drop, eggs will break. So when they say don't put all your eggs in one basket, that is if you already achieve a certain level of success At that point, you're kind of cruising. Then you go, okay, we're in that direction. It's almost autopilot. Now let me kind of diversify a little bit. I mean, look at it this way. If a person barely has, I don't know, I'll just make something up. Let's say a person only has $100 in their name. What the heck are you going to diversify? Right? You want to make that $100 work 100% for you. Or 200 or 300. Now, if you have a couple billion or million, well, I think I better put some in real estate, some in this. That's why some of you have been with Tony Robbins' event. You know, that part of wealth mastery is what? Asset allocation. But these people who are doing asset allocations are not the one who are just barely, you know, maybe who are doing paycheck to paycheck. Same thing, you want to be better with your health. You cannot say, well, I don't want to spend too much time, so maybe I'll exercise 5 minutes today, 5 minutes tomorrow. I don't want to put all my energy there. Yeah, right. What are you going to get? Just getting to the gym or you know, getting changed to start your exercise, and you're done. Isn't it? That's why if some of you in exercise, you heard the word TUT. You know, Tut, like King Tut. Time under tension. In other words, that time under tension is so important because that focuses all the pressure, the tearing on that particular muscle or muscle group. And that's how you grow. If you say, done, and you're done, because I need to go somewhere, you're not going to get anywhere. Constancy of aim and effort. Same thing with meditation. Some people, this is what they do. Today I'll do this meditation. Tomorrow I'll try that one. I'll try 1,000 different things. It never got that meditation a chance to have the effect on you. Are we getting somewhere? Focus is extremely important. One of the reasons why people are not successful, they're all over the place. Think about it. Have you ever talked to someone, when they're talking to you, you ask them a question, and you go, after like 5 minutes, you go, what is this guy talking about? You notice that? You know why? They're all over the place. There is no focus. Now, if you talk to somebody who is successful in their craft, you ask them a question. Okay, how do I fix this toilet? Okay, let's say you have a plumber. They say, oh, it's very simple. This is where water comes in. That's a water main. There's a toilet. There's a switch. There's this lever that opens it up to allow the water in. In your case, that one's broken. Let's fix it. Right? So that's why clarity of mind has to be matched by the will. Clear? Now, a disciple is an embodiment of discipline. Discipline is having all your horses going in the same direction. Now, to be successful in anything, I know this is the part nobody likes. Results happen only as fast as you get off your ass and move. Intention alone is nice. I'm setting the intention. I'm setting the space. You don't move, nothing happens. Think about it. If you ever been in sports, you know what it's like, especially if it's a sprint, right? The first few microseconds are so critical. If someone gets off the gate, or you know, in a sprint, or I used to swim, and we're like ready to fall in the water, because those microseconds are so important to win. If you don't have a good start, or you don't start at all, you're not gonna get anywhere. I know this sounds like a rah-rah speech, but this applies to your spiritual development, your relationship, your health, your finances. And starting means you have to have a schedule. You cannot say, I'll do it when I'm guided. You get it started, and along the way, you're given guidance so you can course correct towards your objective. So right effort, before you think this is all just gangbusters like a freight train, right effort, right spiritual effort, or any effort, has to be guided by right knowledge and tempered with loving kindness. Why is that important? There are a lot of people who are successful, but along the way, they hurt a lot of people. True? You don't want that. Because, true, you get to your objective, you get things done, but the negative karma will eventually catch you. I've known people that they get things done, but along the way they don't care. They step on people, they hurt people, they steal, they kill, whatever, to get to their objective. So yeah, I made it to the top. And give it maybe a few more years, everything went down the toilet because the negative karma caught up. So make note of this. Right effort has to be what? Guided by intelligence and then tempered by love and kindness. All right. We're not doing too bad. 2 more to go. Hey. Right awareness. Now you realize why we have to have the screen, because if I keep talking, you guys are going to get lost. So, all right. Seems like the people on Instagram are seeing this. I hope it's working. All right. Right awareness and mindfulness and memory. The ones in the 7-day program, this is what we're going to cover tomorrow. Of course, that's going to be an hour and a half. It's going to be ultra explosive meditation. As in, boom. All right. Right awareness, mindfulness, and memory. You have to first understand what is awareness. Awareness is the ability to know or perceive something, or to be conscious of something. And, coming from my Chinese background, there's this Chinese term, I think it's Nian. I hope I'm saying this right. If you're Chinese, see if I'm saying it right. Nian. Anyway. All right. You can see. All right. So that word for awareness is interesting. It's 2 characters. The top character means now or today. The one below is the heart. So awareness literally is being aware of the present moment, right? Awareness. Using this time slot of the now and using your heart like an antenna to get the data to come in. That's why when they say the power of now, I remember my teacher used to say, you see, this power of now works like this. The present is quickly becoming the past. The future is quickly becoming the present. Right? Isn't it? So the power of now is you're taking the data that just passed, the data that's coming in, and the data that you're experiencing right now, and you're encapsulating it in a certain time slot, and you're putting your attention there and waiting for the information to come to you. That is awareness. That is true mindfulness. Unfortunately, people who don't understand it just, I'm mindful, it's Zen of motorcycles, Zen of this, Zen of that. If you dive deeper, what they mean by Zen is actually meditation. It came from India. It's called Dhyan. Went to China, became Chan. These guys, the martial arts dude in Shaolin Temple. Well, Bodhidharma was an Indian teacher that went from India to China, went to the Buddhist temple, and saw that this bunch of weaklings are getting beat up by robbers, taught them martial arts to protect themselves, and taught them dhyana. We became Chan. From there, it went to Japan, became Zen. So when people say Zen of this, Zen of that, they just think Zen is like spacing out. No. Zen is basically heightening your awareness. It's like cranking up the sensitivity of your antenna over a certain period of time in a certain subject. Okay? Now, right awareness in the Eightfold Path has many, many levels. I'll cover more of it tomorrow, the ones in the 7-day. I'll cover whatever I can here. Consciousness or awareness is also connected to being awake. Wakefulness. Like, I'm awake or I'm very conscious of the air blowing. I'm conscious of the sound or the lack of it in my environment. Or I'm conscious of my butt on the chair. It's putting your attention and being awake to the data that's coming in from there. Like your sensors are, it's like you're moving your sensors to where you want them to. Now, here's the problem. Most people, their level of so-called awareness or the data that they're processing to come up to the identity of who the I is not really from the viewpoint of the I. What they do, most people, is whatever's happening in the environment is triggering their body. So the body has a certain input. Then whatever's happening in the environment triggers certain emotions and triggers certain thoughts. So what happens is what they perceive as the I, their awareness, is what the body, the emotions, and the thoughts are giving them. So if the external circumstances are great, yes, I'm having a good day. If the external circumstances are not that great or not in their favor, they're having a bad day. So they're literally a slave to the environment. That's not mastership. Mastership is what? You know who the I really is. And I use the body, the emotions, and the thoughts as my feelers, my sensors for the external environment. And from there, I decide how I'm going to use these guys in order to get to my objective. Circumstances might be favorable. Circumstances might not be favorable. If it's not favorable, I will use my body, my emotions, and thoughts and turn around. If it's favorable, I'll make it better. Do you realize the difference of that compared to being essentially a puppet to the environment? That's why awareness is extremely, extremely important. So most people, all they do is react to what their senses give them. Bad news coming through the TV, coming through the internet, they feel depressed. Good news comes in, yay, there's a holiday, they're partying, yay. So everything is based on what's outside. So imagine, if the average lifespan of a human being is 70, 80 years or whatever, and they are subject to what's happening with their senses, well, I'll tell you one thing, life's not boring. It's like, that's why there's no peace, there's no stillness. And why do most people start their spiritual path later in life? Because they get to realize everything they've been banking on, all the tangible things, could disappear with a blink of an eye. So they look for something that is what? Permanent. What is invisible is permanent. What is physical or tangible is impermanent. True? Think about it. That said, that's why most people are asleep to the true nature. They're asleep to the true nature. They're asleep. They're not awake to who they really are. The spiritual self having an earthly experience. That's why meditation, spiritual practice is so important. If one does not realize he or she is asleep, they don't have an urge to wake up. Look at the masses. Look at your friends, your loved ones. Sometimes they're having a good day. Sometimes they're having a bad day. It's just basically whatever society gives them. Think about it. All of us have been there, right? It's just like mindless, just following the group. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years go by. Oh, time to retire. You look back. What did I do with my life? Because most people are spiritually asleep. The good news is this. The fact that you're listening and you go, oh, I should wake up to my true nature. So that is the purpose of a teacher. Only one who is awake can know if someone else is asleep. I think this is from Osho. I think that's what he said that. In other words, that's why the Buddha said, I am awake. When people started worshiping, oh, he said, no. I'm not God. I'm awake. Of course, most people think, well, we're all awake listening to you. They didn't realize what he meant by awake was he is awake to his true nature. That wakefulness to your true nature, that realization of your true nature is termed enlightenment, because you get to realize that you get to realize and wake up to your true nature as a being of light, hence enlightenment or illumination. Now, here's the best news of all. Why did the Lord Buddha said every year the Four Noble Truths and Eightfold Paths have to be taught again and again and again and again? Because the Four Noble Truths and Eightfold Path initiates this awakening. Haven't you noticed, if you've been listening and practicing from whether you're part of the 7-day program or just from Monday to here, some of you are having realization and breakthroughs? I know. Because when I listened to it before, not even as much detail as this, I was going, because you start to understand, oh, there is suffering in life, but it doesn't have to be like that. What are the causes? What do I do about it? Oh, this suffering can end. How fast it ends is up to me. Isn't that a realization right there? Doesn't that empower you when a situation happens? You go, I'm not going to let this thing control me. I'm a spiritual being of divine power, love, intelligence. I'm made in the image of God. I got this. Compared to, well, what else could go wrong? Make sense? Well, why bother saying, I'm the captain of my ship? With a P, not T. Right? You take control. In order to take control, you have to know who's in control. The I. That's why the Four Noble Truths, Eightfold Path, it's priceless teaching. Now, of course, having an enlightened teacher is definitely a priceless blessing. Even though the Lord Buddha is not physically with us, He has sent teachers that have taught us. Now, in my case, I'm lucky enough that Grandmaster Chokok Sui is not traditional. He's not traditional. He taught inner teachings of Christianity revealed. Some of you learned that. There's inner Buddhism revealed that's coming up. There's inner Hinduism. Some of you took it. He always looked at the inner teachings and apply it to everyday life. Now, let's keep going. So, why is awareness so important? Without awareness, there's no realization that we screwed up. So there's no reason to try to change. That's why, I know some of you are not going to like this. Some people say, I live life with no regrets. Good luck, buddy. You're going to screw up more than you think. Regret and remorse are important because it allows the soul to have just enough of a pain to course correct. Isn't it? It's just like, I remember, was it last year, 2 years ago, Tony Robbins had a special event at his house where he had Michael Phelps, who else? Tom Brady, I forgot, Shaun White, you know, the skateboarder, not skateboarder, the snowboarder, the Olympic champion. And one of the things they said is like, I learned more from my losses than my victories. All of them said the same thing, just in different ways. I remember that because that stuck to my head. We learn more from our pain than our victories. Because those pains, those screw-ups, forces the soul to say, hey, my horse is going in the wrong direction. Go this way, go that way. True? Not true. And you won't know it without awareness. Haven't you noticed sometimes there are people in our lives that hurt us and they genuinely not trying to hurt you. They're just oblivious. They go, oh, I didn't know I was insulting you. I didn't mean that. No awareness. That's why a few weeks ago in Anchor the Light, we covered the levels of awareness. Remember? 0, no awareness at all. Level 1, having made the mistake and realizing it and feeling bad and having regret and remorse. But something better be what? Stopping yourself and being aware when you're making a mistake. And what? Before you make the mistake, you already know, oh, I'm going to screw up on this one, so let me watch myself. But I also told you, if you truly want to spiritually evolve, even that's not good enough. Through meditation, healing, and inner awareness, we can also eradicate that tendency. So stay tuned. Now, part of number 7, right awareness is right memory. Write this down. The ones in the 7-day tomorrow, I'll go through this in detail. Key to happiness, the right use of memory. Forgive and forget the mistakes of others quickly. But remember others people's kindness toward us eternally. How's that for a living life? Think about it. When somebody has hurt us, you forgive, let go. But when people are kind to you, tattoo it to your soul. Never forget it. That's what you call gratitude, isn't it? Somebody's been kind to you. I'll always remember they're being kind to me, and I'll always return that. Somebody messed up. Anyway, let the matter pass. You practice these 2 things, you'll have a happy life. You don't, whatever your stupid cockamamie excuse is, welcome to a life of misery. Oh, you're so negative. I don't care what you think. It is what it is. If number 1 you don't do, you're going to keep inventory of people hurting you, you'll be miserable. If people are kind to you and you forget it, people stop helping you. You're dead. Make sense? Now, this part I can cover because of time. You don't have to remember the exact incident in your past lives to cause you the present situation to learn from it. In other words, I always hear people, I want to know my past life so I don't screw up again. I can't go into in detail because of time, but I'll give you a little clue. Because I always hear people, I want to know my past life so I don't make the same mistake. Simple question. This past year, these 2 years, 3 years, whatever number, just let's say the past 2 years. Have you studied anything important? Yes. Have you studied under any spiritual teacher? Yes. Have you gone to church, temple, synagogue, mosque, whatever your religion is? Have you learned something? Yes. Are you remembering all of it so much that you're not making any mistakes? No. You forget, right? So if we can't even fully remember and practice the last 1, 2, 3 years that we've learned, why worry about 10 lifetimes ago? It's a complete waste of time. You can't even remember what happened 4 days ago when your teacher or your mother, your father said, don't do this, do that. I know that sounds harsh, but think about it. You're worried about 5 lifetimes ago when you were a soldier or you were, I don't know, an emperor or this and that. You can't even remember, like, oh yeah, 3 weeks ago I screamed at someone. I should learn to be kind and don't be hurtful with my words. 2 days ago, you did it again. And you're worried about 5 lifetimes ago? Am I getting somewhere? Make sense? Now, that's why I love this. A lot of you learn from Tony Robbins. Success leaves clues. The bottom part I put in. So do screw-ups. True? Not true. Mistakes are just as important as successes. The key is not to dwell in it. The key is to understand it. Look at me. Extract the lesson and install so that you know what not to do again. That's right awareness. Okay? Now, okay, this is going to be interesting with time. All right. I'm kind of short on time here, but I'll do what I can. All right, as we said earlier, without awareness, there's no realization of mistakes made. So there's no compelling reason to change, right? So the question is, how do you fix things? First, you do your meditation and spiritual practice. And a big part of that is literally inner reflection. We get so busy with life, we don't stop to say, okay, did I treat that person correctly? Or was I so busy in getting what I want, I actually hurt that person without doing it, without trying to? Awareness, inner reflection. Now, the Lord Jesus said something very interesting. By the way, I'm looking at the time. We're not going to finish at 7, probably 7:10, okay? Because I want to add a meditation in. You remember the Lord Jesus said, go and sin no more. Remember that? I remember coming from the Judeo-Christian tradition. Yeah, of course, your sins are forgiven, go and sin no more. I didn't put another extra thought to it. Then I remember at one time, my sister was talking about it. He said, no, look, the deeper teaching is like this. With this massive expanded state, the Lord Jesus saw the karma of this person. He saw the karma that caused him to have this suffering. So after he, with divine mercy, healed that person, he said, don't screw up again. In other words, you've been shown divine mercy because your suffering right now is a direct result of the seed you planted in the past. But because of divine mercy, okay, you're given a pass. Don't do it again. No, I'm kidding. You get the idea? That's why he said, go and sin no more. Sorry, I didn't mean to put words in your mouth. Clear? Now, so the question is, if we already messed up, how do you fix it? That's where the law of opposites come in. This is what the Lord Buddha taught. Let a man, okay, come on, you guys, don't sit here, oh, how come no women? Come on. You're not the man, you're not the woman. You're the spirit yourself. Use a man body or woman body, okay? No more drama here. Let the man overcome anger with love, overcome hatred with kindness, overcome greed with charity, overcome lies with truth. In other words, we try to convert that wrong or negative energy to something positive. That's called the law of opposites. Here's the beautiful thing. Do you notice that every time we do meditation, Twin Hearts, what prayer do we use? Pray of St. Francis. Make me an instrument of your peace. Wherever there's hatred, let me plant love. Where there's injury, forgiveness. Where there's doubt, let me plant faith, despair, hope, darkness, light, sadness, joy. Isn't that law of opposites? Why do you think we use it? Because here's the secret. Many things are happening in that meditation. It's not just like, okay, bless, and you're done. As you bless the earth with all love, forgiveness, despair, so on and so on, two things are happening. Actually, more than that. In other words, as you project this loving energy to someone who has a lot of hatred in their heart, you are transmuting their energy. And together, as we do it, so many of us, it's a bigger pipeline. When people feel hopeless, as you keep projecting this energy, it's changing the inner worlds for them. So that's part one. Part two, as that energy passes through us, it is also transmuting those negative qualities within us. As you project love to the world, that loving energy passing through us, as it goes to every particle of our being, it's already transmuting that hatred into love. Injury, forgiveness, so on, so on, so on. Make sense? That's why you notice after the meditation, you go, yeah, I feel so peaceful. I feel so loving. Yeah, the stuff that was bothering me, it's not there. And if you're stuck with it, remember, perseverance, you've been with us for over a year. We're doing it over and over and over again. Most of you have commented, yeah, I'm a different person. This is why. The law of opposites at work. And next Monday, the Wesak Festival, you have a chance to what? Magnify that even more. So make sure you join us. Now, if you're not part of the seven-day program, there should be a link. Okay, I think you go to mastergo.org. There should be a link there to join us. It's not open to the public. It's free though. You can join. You can bring your friends and loved ones. It's going to be a closed room. I don't want people who are saying, I think I'm interested in that stuff. Get out of here. I want people who are serious, because you have so much spiritual energy coming in. We want people of like mind, emotion, soul, so we can focus the energy. It's going to be 6:30. I hope I got this right. I'm waiting for my staff. 6:30 to 8:30. No. 6:30 to 7:30. For 1 hour, we'll have a review of Four Noble Truths, Eightfold Path. All of it. Yeah, I'll be talking a million miles per hour. No, I'll pick the key points, because, again, that's the instruction of the teacher to repeat the teaching. And then also, a lot of you will have friends and loved ones who have never heard of it. I want to make sure that they are also on board and they understand the purpose of it. And then there's going to be a pee-pee break, toilet break, and then we'll have the meditation for 1 hour, and it's like a nuclear blast in the inner worlds. Okay? Now, last one, right concentration, or right oneness. Remember the eightfold path? The ones who are here for tomorrow, the day class, good luck. What I just covered is just a snippet. Okay, here we go. Right concentration and oneness. So a lot of people, they experience oneness with nature, with the trees. They're walking in nature. Oh, I feel one with the nature. That's good. That's great. That's wonderful. It doesn't do much in the long term to your spiritual development. Hold on. Let me tell you why. You see, first you have to understand and experience what oneness is. Oneness is just like, it's not like, oh, I'm feeling one with the air. I just feel like I'm one with the chair. And see, the key is you have to ask yourself, what is the basis behind this oneness? In order to experience oneness, you have to go back to right viewpoint, which is you have to first meditate, understand, go back to who I am. I am a spiritual being, the mover of the body, Feel of the feeling, think of the thoughts. That is the I. Remember, we've been driving that home for the last who knows how long. So you, or the I, is a spiritual being, what? Occupying these physical, emotional, mental vehicles. Just like you are the driver of your car, captain of your boat, pilot of your plane. In all three cases, you're not the car, you're not the plane, you're not the boat. You are the driver or the mover of those vehicles. Just like I'm moving my body, I'm creating these feelings, using it to interact with people, and my thoughts to interact with information. That I is the soul, the spiritual self. Okay? Don't worry, I'm going to put it together for you. So this soul, this spiritual self, you have to first understand, what is it? It is actually spiritual energy with consciousness and intelligence. The closest thing to that is light. Because that energy, that spiritual energy, is not like regular energy that Einstein said E is equal to mc squared. This E has no m. You cannot weigh the soul. Okay? So it's spiritual energy, pure energy with no mass. So the closest thing to that is light. That's why when you're doing your meditation, you almost feel like you're floating in outer space. You are a being of light. As we said earlier, that realization of waking up to that realization that I am this being of light, not the body, not the emotion and thoughts, is what you call enlightenment or illumination. Now, how's that connected to oneness? Watch. If we're in a room with 100 people, and if everyone is a being of light, like, stripping down the physical human suit, emotional thoughts and everything, you pull it down, all you see is light. And each light radiates everywhere. So before you know it, you're in a room which is basically an ocean or a pool of light. That's what you call oneness. As long as we're fixated on the body, the emotions and thoughts, we will never experience oneness. It's just like the ice cube will always be separate. Even if you go like this, it doesn't go anywhere. But if you melt down the ice cube, it becomes water. Certain parts of it touch each other or connect, right? But when you turn it to water vapor, the particles fuse with the atmosphere. Simple, I know it's crude, example of oneness. As long as we're fixated with the body, good luck experiencing oneness. Without spirituality, oneness is impossible. Now, this oneness in Chinese is called Kong. If you speak Chinese Kong, they just say empty or nothing. That's why you talk to monks meditating. What are you doing? I'm meditating on nothingness. So what are you doing? Meditating on what? Nothing. They don't realize when they say nothing, that means no thing or no mass. Pure energy. India, shunya or shunyata. The other term is void. Okay? Now, here's the key. Within that vast nothingness contains everything. You already studied quantum mechanics. You guys know. Even the nucleus itself is 99 point something percent empty space. But science has discovered that it's not empty, it's actually full of energy. And that energy is what fills the entire universe. So if you look at it, the entire universe is pure energy with little particles of mass. When you do your meditation and spiritual practice, this is what's happening. You experience your true nature as nothing, no matter, no mass. That's how you experience an expansion. In other words, you suddenly have access to that network of pure energy all over the universe. That's what you call expanded consciousness. Not too bad. We did that in 54 minutes. I hope you have a better understanding. So quick review, then we do a short meditation. Yeah, again, if you're really serious about this, next year, let's do the 7-day thingy. If you do it here, I know you got a lot, but if you're serious and really want to do a deep dive, that's what I do in the daytime. The ones who are with me during the day, you know what I'm talking about, right? Some of you go, yeah, it was so much, my mind's about to explode. Let's just warm up. Wait till you get prepared and Wesa comes in with all that energy coming in. So, quick review. Eightfold path. The most important one is what? Right viewpoint. Seeing things clearly through careful observation, correct interpretation. From there, after you perceive things properly, clearly, right viewpoint, then you'll know what thoughts to create, what speech to create, what actions to create. All of that is banking on number one, because you understand and know the I is the one initiating physical movement, I initiating creating emotions, I initiate creating thoughts. That's where you bring the power back to the I. And repeated thoughts, emotions, actions, speech is what you call right lifestyle. Make sense? Right livelihood. From there, if you want to be successful in any part of your life, there has to be right spiritual effort or endeavor. And from there, as you go from the material world, you have to go back to where you came from, and that takes awareness to understand, to be aware, to experience the inner worlds. That's called awareness. And from there, as you experience this awareness that you're not the body, emotions, and thoughts, and you're part of a greater whole, then you get to experience a glimpse of oneness or God. Let's meditate. We'll do a short one. Put your hands on your heart. Tap your crown. I am that. I am not the body. I'm not the emotions. I'm not the thoughts. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am that. I am that. Just be still. Meditate on those words. I, and your place in the universe, am. When you say that, you affirm it. I am that. I am connected and one to my higher soul. I am that. I am connected and one to the divine spark within me, the divine spirit in me. I am a child of God, meaning we're still growing and evolving. I am one with God. I am one with all. There is only oneness. Be still and let go. There's only oneness. Let go. I am that. That I am. So hum. Hum. So. Hum. Hum. So. So. Hum. Hum. So. Om. Let go now. Gently, very slowly, come back to your body. Gently move your fingers, move your toes. Gently and slowly come back. Gently and slowly open your eyes. How do you feel? You want to come back, right? You see, even though the meditation was short, as you're listening and studying about the eye, that's already opening up your crown. That's why some of you, during the lecture, you're feeling a slight pressure in your head. Some of you just listening, you're feeling currents going through your body. Because as you're listening, energy is being transmitted to you. Plus, as the crown gets more stimulated and more open, more divine energy is coming down from your higher soul to you. By the time we do the meditation, you already had booster rockets on. Okay? So anyway, this is the first time we did it. 3 nights of Eightfold Path. I hope you got something out of it. The ones who are in the 7-day program, I hope you got something out of it too. And of course, in 20 minutes, we're doing our healing for, what are we working on? Healing for removing laziness and procrastination. The ones who are in the 7-day program. Okay. The rest of you, we will see you Monday for the Wesak Festival. And you just go to mastercode.org to register. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, but please participate. Now, we're not going to have a Monday morning Anchor to Light. All right, we're not. I'm going to be doing preparation for that powerful event that night. So you do your own meditation for Monday morning, and we will see you 6:30 California time. The whole thing will be 6:30 to 9:30. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, 6:30 to 7:30 would be the Four Noble Truths, Eightfold Path, a little extra time, and then from there it's a break, and then 8 o'clock, that's the plan for the start of the Wesak Festival. The peak of the full moon is 8:35, 8:36, somewhere there. So the whole idea is you want to be in deep, deep meditation, in that stillness. Like, right now you're so still, you want to be in that level of stillness when the portal opens, boom, so the energy comes down. Well, you won't hear boom, but you get the idea. Okay? All right. Let's see. Now, I'll just look at the other. All right. Now, it's also very, very important to catch the timing. Now, I know some of you can do this easily, some of you can't, but if you can, literally set aside that time. Come on, it's 2 hours out of the year. Come on. Right? No, 3 hours. So set aside time. Do it live. Don't say, oh, I'll do it after. We're going to have it online. I'm not going to lie to you. Everything's going to be there. We'll keep it online for, a day or two. I haven't decided yet. But we're going to leave it there so you can practice. But if you can, you want to catch that time when the energy pours. So if you need to say, get a babysitter, do this, do that, set aside time. Say, this is for the spiritual light. And all of us, whether you like it or not, are participating in the inner world, so you might as well participate consciously. Oh, one last thing. Make sure you write down all your goals and aspirations. Things that you want. You want a better life, better finances, better this, better that. Write it down, because immediately after meditation, we're going to charge it up with energy. Okay? I mean, we're going to do it already during the meditation, but immediately after, a lot of part of the meditation, we're going to energize all our goals and our projects. Okay? I think that's it. Oh, and while you guys are still not too spaced out, next month, if you have a U.S. address, we're teaching psychic self-defense. A lot of people keep asking about it. I finally got approval from the mother organization, so we're going to teach that to have a U.S. address. That's May 22nd. And pranic self-healing is a prerequisite, because you need to know how to work with the 11 major chakras. Some of you learn the 7 chakras. That's not enough. You really want to learn how to use energy. You need to know about your energy anatomy. Okay? All right, I've done my job. It's 7:10 California time. Our healing session for the 7-day program is in 20 minutes. So, namaste, everyone. Let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother. Thank you. To all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. To my beloved teacher, Grandmaster Tokok Sui Mahagu Jumailing. Thank you all for the blessings, the love, the light, the guidance, the help, and the protection. Thank you for your compassionate, purifying light and soothing, healing energy. We thank you in full faith. So be it. Okay, and the ones who are going to be with us for the 7:30 event, make sure you have saltwater bucket, because laziness and procrastination is one of those energies that we need to scrape out of our butt. I mean, basic chakra, and you need saltwater for that. Okay, namaste. We will see you Monday. God bless. Take care. Okay, bye. The ones on Instagram, you guys.